Chuck Knox.
What's going on, guys?
How are you doing, man?
Very good. Very good.
How do you like being on the NextGen Success podcast?
I think this is a great idea for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I really impressed with the efforts that you guys did, putting all this stuff together. I think you guys are onto something.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good stuff.
So just to introduce yourself, Chuck, on where you came from, what you do, how's your life been?
Yeah, man. So, Chuck Knox. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Moved to South Florida in 2008. Went to FAU. Got involved in the insurance industry around 2017. Prior to the 2017, I was a personal trainer for a long time. Mm-hmm. My first job in South Florida was working at a gym. I was the guy behind the front desk. I had to clean gym equipment, clean the bathrooms at the end of the night. Got sick of that pretty quickly. Got my personal trainer's license and started personal training from the age of 18, 19 years old. And then from there, it's just been a journey of trying to figure out who I wanted to be.
Right.
In life.
Right.
I knew there's a certain point in my life, I think it was like around 20, it was probably like y'all's age, where I was just like, I don't want to be a personal trainer the rest of my life.
Right.
It's like that to me.
That's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, we just got out of high school, 18, 19, 20 years old, thinking about what's next. I was working at valet. He was working at the restaurant.
You don't know what's next,
He was doing the things with his uncle.
Yeah.
What's going to be next? So what advice would you give to the young people?
I think there's a lot of stepping stones in life.
Right.
And where you're at in your personal journey, one, don't compare yourself to other people. That was something that I had a hard time doing because I had always hung out with like older people than me. So I was always comparing myself to them and their success, knowing that, listen, I was younger and my life story was just beginning. So one thing is just don't judge yourself too hard and just know wherever you're at now in life, that's not where you're permanently going to be.
Right.
There's a lot can happen in a year. A lot can happen in 2 years, 3 years. So, just where you're at now, just don't be too hard on yourself.
Definitely.
Especially at y'all's age. Mm-hmm. It's super easy to get, bogged down with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or, oh, my buddy's doing this, and why aren't I? And it's real easy to get, especially in today's age with, like, social media and all that stuff. It's real easy to compare.
All other people's lives and they're doing this.
It's a highlight reel.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing everyone else's highlight reel, right? And whether that's true or not, dude, how do you know?
Yeah, you don't see the down. You don't
right?
see
Most of the time, we're posting our highlights. And,
right.
Of course.
No one posts their losses when they get second or third.
Exactly, right? Yeah,
Right.
so... so from personal training, I was at y'all's age, I was trying to figure out what to do to get out of being a personal trainer. Like, I was almost, I don't want to say stuck, but I was like stuck there because I was good at it, right? I had a solid clientele list that, dude, I made pretty decent money, right?
Right.
And it was a labor of love. Like, if you were to ask me now, like, what was like one of my passions, it's fitness, nutrition. Like, I love that. But when I was in it, it was a labor of love. Like, you're not making the money that all the, like, I was the personal trainer that was training all these people who had money.
That was paying you, right?
I wanted to be that guy.
Paying
the personal trainer. I didn't want to be the personal trainer. Like, how do I get to there?
Right.
And, dude, so I did all kinds of stuff, man. Sold airplane parts. I brokered airplane parts for this aviation company. I worked at like a wellness and hormone center with Howard, your stepdad. I transported and installed commercial safes and vault doors into people's mansions and buildings and stuff. And it was just all these things that I was trying to do that I just wanted to get away from what I was doing.
Right.
But nothing was fulfilling enough, So this is 2017 now. Let's fast forward a few years, and I get a call from Howard, your stepdad, and he goes, "Hey, man, this guy David Schneider, Dave from the gym, and he's selling his Last Gold's gym, and he got into this financial services space, and I think you'd be good at it. You should give him a call. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what would we be doing? And he'd be selling insurance. I'd be like, I don't know if I want to sell insurance, man. Like, it's kind of sounds lame.
Like Jared says, it's not sexy.
It's not right.
We don't
like
do it to say that we're insurance agents.
Yeah, right.
That's not the point of doing this.
Like the when you think of an insurance guy, you think of an old white guy with a pocket thing with the pencils and stuff in it. Like that's what you think of. Yeah. But I got involved at this point in my life, dude. I was just like, what else am I gonna do? Mm-hmm. Right? Well, like I'm it. And at this point in my life, let's take a little step back. I broke up with this girl. I was in an apartment that we were splitting all of our expenses with, right? So now we break up. She's moving out. And I'm stuck with this apartment. We still got 6, 7, 8 months left on our lease, and I'm in a bad spot, man. I'm just like, what do I do, right? Like, I got to foot all the bills now. I'm going to get freaking evicted. And so at this point, I was transporting, installing safes, and I'm in a truck with another dude and another dude sitting between us, and I'm studying my insurance stuff. I printed out the course, like the chapters, and I'm reading it in the truck, and I'm highlighting, and I'm learning this, and they're all like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What is this? Like, you're not gonna do this. I'm like, sure as shit, I don't want to be here. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I got my insurance license pretty quick. So this is now, 2018, beginning of 2018. I took a while because I was in this transition of, trying to figure out what I got to do. And I don't think I wrote my first piece of business until like May or June, really, until I really started getting myself like established, my footing right. And I really didn't take it seriously until then.
Did you start out part-time, or when you got your license?
Dude, I jumped right in. Because like at this time, like I didn't want to train anymore. Mm. I didn't want to be at this safe-moving company. And I was just like, dude, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I just went cold turkey, and I just kind of had to like figure out my footing at that point. And then once I dropped everything, I had no choice. Like I'm in the game, right? There's no backing out now because what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, man, my first few months I did okay. And I go to one of our end of the year events, and people are getting their income rings and the awards and all this stuff, and I see Dave Schneider getting his. I see Mike Athis getting his. And they got like one for like earning 6 figures, right? And I was like, dude, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And then you see the last person to get called up is Jared Ewing, $1 million income earner.
Crazy.
And I'm like, that's what I want.
Mm.
Like, Dave, that's cool and all, but that's what I want. And I knew from that moment, I was like, I think I'm in the right space.
Right.
For once in my life, I feel like I'm in the right space where I need to be. So it was from then, my first year in the business, I hit my 6-figure, made $115,000 my first year. And then from there, it was just an upward trajectory. Now, I say upward trajectory like it was all rainbows and butterflies. You guys know this. Like,
right.
It was not.
Right.
So, let's fast forward to 2019. I'm a regional manager, right? I have a team of agents. We're doing X amount of business. We're doing good, okay? We're not doing great. We're doing good, okay? And at this point, I'm at, like, the height. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm the fucking man, I'm in this category that I worked my butt off to get to, and now I'm a regional manager, and I'll never forget this. It was February of 2020. We were at a convention. They had me up on stage talking. And at this point, like, I wasn't feeling right. There was like something off with me. And so this is February of 2020. This is pre-COVID, right? So this is before the world erupts with COVID.
Yep.
And so March, COVID. April, I turned 30. May, I'm in like uncomfortable pain. Like it's just weird. Like I knew something was up. Like I was having these back pains. I wasn't able to sleep in my bed. I was just uncomfortable. I was getting like digestion issues, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? And the worst part about it was just like my back. My back, there was just something. I thought I tweaked myself at the gym. And I was working hard, so I wasn't, eating the foods that I usually ate.
Right.
And I was making all kinds of excuses on what was wrong besides
Medical.
maybe we should go get checked out.
Right.
Typical guy stuff. So my first move was I called my buddy who's a chiropractor. And so this is end of May going into June, and he's working on me and doing these decompression things. And he goes, man, Chuck, you should go get an MRI. Like, let's go get an MRI done. Then we could really see what's going on. And so I get an MRI done, and the radiologist calls him like that same day. From looking at my scans, he goes, your buddy Chuck needs to go see a specialist. And that's where he left it with me. And it was like a very uneasy, like, we need a specialist. Like, why? Like, what's up? What's wrong with my back? And so, yeah, man. So I couldn't get a doctor's appointment with this one guy that my uncle, who's an anesthesiologist, recommended to me. I go to this pain doctor first because I'm in excruciating pain, right? And at this point, my sciatic nerve runs down like the side of your leg. It's just killing me. And my leg is going like numb to where it's like giving out on me. My leg would give out.
Yeah.
And I would fall. And I'm 250 pounds. So when I fall, it's not like a light person's falling.
It's not like Dano's falling.
That
right?
is like a lot of weight. So
Funny guy.
So I go and I give them the scans of my MRI and stuff, and it was a pain and neuro doctor. So the pain doctor literally, hold on, I'll be right back, goes down the hall, grabs the neuro guy out of whatever office he was at, and brings him in. The guy looks at the screen and he goes, hey man, I don't know how I could tell you this, but you got some cancer. And I was like, we need to set you up with a oncologist doctor. And that's what we did, man. And at this point, it was almost like a sigh of relief, almost. Hard to say. Just because, like, now I know what the hell is going on with me.
Yeah.
Right? Before, it was just such a mystery. Like
What's going on?
What is going on? Like, why? Like, me, this body. Like, athlete, right? In the gym, I've squatted 500 pounds. I've deadlifted 500 pounds. I've benched. My legs are giving out on me now. Like, my legs can't even carry. Like, what is going on with me? So, like, that's where I was, like, in my headspace. And then, I get this diagnosis. I'm like, okay, what's next? And that was, like, the only thing that I could think of was, all right, what do I have to do next? Because I knew at that point, like, my life was forever changed, right? I didn't know what was going to be next. I just knew that I got to go see a doctor. I got to go follow some instructions on whatever he tells me that I need to do, right? I have some guidance. I'm not, guessing anymore. So what do I need to do? And it was just the only thing that I could do is what's next, right? And so from there, I did 4 months of, like, intense chemo, super intense chemo. I was there first thing in the morning. It was a treatment center, so you're lined up in a row of recliners with, like, these divided curtains, and there's like, let's say, like 15 or 18 recliners in a row, and I am by far the youngest person in there. I get in there first. I get the chair that I like because I was in so much pain, so, like, I had to find, like, the chair I liked. And dude, you would see these older people come in, get their treatment, then leave.
It's just depressing.
And I'm still sitting there, and I'm the last person to leave. Like, they open with me, and then they close with me.
Wow.
So I'm a week on, 2 weeks off, week on, 2 weeks off, week on, 2 weeks off. And in this amount of time, now granted, I'm still living my life, right? Like, I still have to pay bills. I still have to, make sure, like, me and Jen were together at this time, right? We had a place together. We have bills. I have obligations. So in those weeks off, I would run appointments. I would try to, and I did, but so Jen would drive me to an appointment. She would drive. I would get out of the truck, slowly walk, make sure I didn't fall over. She would make sure I didn't fall over on the way there.
Wow.
And at this time we have masks on, right? So you couldn't really see my face. So that was kind of like my way of disguising that I was going through cancer treatments and stuff. And so like my first, couple treatments and then the 2 weeks in between, I would run as many appointments as I could. And I kept a lot of this under the table. Like while I was doing this, no one really knew what I was going through. Like David Schneider, we share an office together. I never really told him what was going on because I didn't it was hard for me to really tell them like what was going on with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm Chuck. I'm Big Chuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Big Chuck's not supposed to be going through cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
It's a man thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
But-
not just he's big. He's really big.
I
Chuck.
mean, when you look at somebody and you have this identity,
Right.
You don't want to lose it.
I lost it.
Yeah.
I had totally lost it. And it wasn't even the cancer. It wasn't going through the treatments. It wasn't the hardest thing about it was getting my identity back. Right? I had lost all confidence in myself from where I was before Chuck to going through cancer treatments to not being able to do the things I loved, like go to the gym, do my daily activities, go on a freaking walk, right? It was tough. Walking upstairs. I was using a walker at one point because I would fall and I would hurt myself. So like now I'm just like, is this going to be forever? Like I got to get through this shit, right? So I think the hardest part after all of that, so I finished up my cancer treatment in November, the first week of November. And it should have been a few weeks earlier, but I got this blood clot in my leg, and I had to stay in the hospital for a few days. And yeah, dude, it was crazy. Dude, it was crazy. The whole thing was just nuts. And the fact that I beat it in 4.5 months, my doctors think I was a freak. Like, they didn't think that I was going to be okay in that amount of time, right? So I was very blessed and fortunate and all that. And that November when I got the okay to, Chuck, you're good, no more treatments, I went expecting that news. I went in gym clothes. And from that doctor's appointment, I went straight to the gym. And I trained back. And I'll never forget, the first lat pull down that I did, it was like 45 pounds, and it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, weights that I could do with my finger.
Right.
I was like, yo, and I was winded, like crazy winded. And it was a very surreal feeling that, like, I used to do the whole rack. Now I could barely do 2 or 3 plates down. It's just like, it was a struggle. But I thought to myself, after that first set, I was like, this would be one hell of a comeback story.
Yep.
Right? This is one hell of a comeback story. So and then like, not many people get the opportunity to start over and have all the experience that they've had, all the knowledge, and then be able to start over with all of that. Not many people can say that they have that opportunity. And listen, I don't know if I'm proud of that opportunity because of all I had to go through, but to be able to push yourself to be better than you were before, to me it was like it was a game, and it was almost fun in some aspect because I knew what I needed to do. Let's see how fast I could get my weight back.
Yeah.
See how fast I could get my strength back. let's see how fast I can get my life back, right? So I think after all of that I went through, I think the hardest part was just me getting my identity back from that and building that confidence back up, because I relied so much of my inner being, you know, who I was on the outside, right? You could say ego, right? And whatever it is, but to me that's who I was, right? And so like me coming back from all that, I think it was just a really good way to I wouldn't say fix, but do things in a way that I knew would be a progression down the road in life, right? Be able to build myself up better and be able to instill new ways of doing things. So for me, man, it was just always, you know, getting back to the basics, my roots. You know, I did a lot of praying, right? Just establishing good like habits, you know, in the mornings. And you guys know this. I'm super regimented with everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was before, but then I really stepped it up a notch when I was having to come back, because it was something that I wanted to be able to prove to myself that I could do it. And I wanted to do it better. And then I wanted to be better than the old Chuck, right? So yeah, man, dude, it was a grind. So from there, you know, my father passed a few months after that, and that was just a whole nother whirlwind of stuff right after that. So it was like literally like 4 months after I got better, my father passes away, and then from there it was just, you know, just working my ass off, because I had so many things going on in my life that I couldn't control, right? There were so many aspects of my life that were just so thrown up in the air that I have no control over. Like I had no control over going through chemo and all that stuff. I just had to do it. I had no control over, you know, my father getting sick and then passing away. That's just something that we're out of my hands, right? So I really took that time to control what I could control myself, right? My efforts that I put into work, you know, the gym, my nutrition, my lifestyles, everything. I just tried to control it, like hyperdrive almost, like just like down to a T. And from there, it was just I wanted to be the best at what I was doing, and I really loved what I was doing in insurance. You know, I loved the recognition that I got when I hit certain, you know, levels in the company, and I knew that what I was going through, you know, people go through stuff, man. Like everyone goes through something in life, whether there be a health scare or a loss, or everyone goes through that. So for me, I wanted to make sure that, you know, I was able to inspire and help other people get to where they wanted, right? So before you guys, you know, came into the picture, my number one goal was to be one of the best personal producers that I could, right? I wanted, and I had my sights set on a few people, and you guys know who they are. And dude, I just wanted to whoop their ass. I didn't care about anything else. The world could have been ending around me. I'm beating these people.
Right.
I was hell-bent on it, and I did it. I did it twice, 2 years in a row. My last year, I was in the top 10 in production, number 7. And why I wanted to do that was because I wanted to be able to look at you guys dead in the eye, be like, listen, this is what you need to do to be successful, to win. Like, we're all dealt different cards in life, right? And there's all kinds of different things that go on in our lives that will prohibit us from reaching our goals, right? I was dealt a pretty sucky hand in the last 3 years, right? And so today I was in I did my 3-year PET scan today. And so this morning I had to go in, and they sit you in this dark room, and they inject you with this it's like glucose. So the day before, like I had to stop eating at a certain time, and they wanted my blood sugar super low. My blood sugar was an 85, by the way. We sit with a lot of people who have blood sugars that are like in the 200s. Mine was an 85. And so they showed me up. I have to sit in this room for like 45 minutes to let this stuff circulate. And I was thinking, when I'm sitting in this dark room, I couldn't use my phone, nothing. I'm sitting in there, and I'm like, my first PET scan 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, where I was at in my life then to where I am now.
It's a lot different.
Night and day, dude. From that year, going through it, I mean, 150,000 that year. Okay. 3 years later, cancer, treatments, getting my life back, my father passing, having to deal with the drama of my father passing. I could write a book on this. And in those 3 years, I've tripled my income. And I went through hell and back. So for me, when I see other people who have they're not dealing with the stuff I dealt with. They have all the opportunities in the world to progress in their life, and they don't. It infuriates me because you have such opportunities to do so well in life, and you take it for granted. So, like, you guys know this, and certain people got certain handouts. When I was sick, I got looked over when I was sick, and other people were given opportunities to build their business, to get bonus monies, tens, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they took that for granted. And it didn't help them. It broke them. It made them weak because they were given these handouts and they thought they made it. They built a lifestyle around a handout. And now we see people in this business who had all those opportunities and they lost it. And they've gone backwards because they got.
Yeah. It's great.
Right?
Yep.
It's just about the momentum, like they broke their momentum. I'm guessing they stopped probably working or finding the hunger that's inside of them.
Got comfortable.
They got comfortable. That's what it is. They went soft, they got comfortable. And to me, I never had that opportunity to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've been fighting 3 years ago. Right?
Right.
So now, man, listen, so we had each month we've gotten better and better and better.
Right.
Right? This past month we did exceptionally well. This month we're even beating the pants off of that. Right? And it's just because, like, listen, like, I'm not going to stop until I get what I want. And it goes way back from me being a personal trainer. Like, I know what I want. And it doesn't matter what obstacles get thrown my way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow right through those. Right? And that's why, like when I get to hang out with you guys and I see you guys progressing and doing so well in this business, it's just like, to me, it's a sign that I know what I'm doing. I know it well enough to be able to put you guys in a position to win, right? To where that when I'm not here one day, if I'm not on God's green earth, my name, my legacy, my efforts, they don't die with me.
Right.
Right? I want to be able to help and inspire you guys to be able to do something great. Right? And I just, like, to me, you guys, like, my core amigos in the team here, like, I appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate what you guys do with all of this. you know, it's a humbling thing knowing that, you know, a personal trainer cleaning gyms and, you know, you know, going through cancer and dealing with loss, and the hand I was dealt was able to get me to a certain point. And now that you guys are able to really benefit from my hardships and be able to know what to do to be in the positions you guys are in now. So I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of you guide us through a lot, you know, like you're changing our hands today. You know, we're dealt hands also before we met you and after, and we're getting different hands in a couple of months from now or years, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's just a process. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for literally, because I'm with you every single day, for literally being on our ass. Jonathan, you need to do this. Danny, Michael, you guys need to do this. Teaching us and showing us the opportunity, you know, because this industry, it works, you know.
Yeah,
it's been pretty good. And it's not only that, it's just the beginning. I was telling them this. It's a process, it's a journey, and we're just getting started. We're super young. So only God knows what's going to happen in a couple of months or years from now, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, like the industry that we're in, dude, it's a fun one. You know, we get to hang out with cool people all day. We get to put people in better positions than when we found them. We are able to protect people's financial futures, you know, and these are relationships that we're building that are going to last us forever. Like these clients, and I joke with all my clients that they're stuck with me for the rest of their lives. Right. And it's a, you know, it's fun knowing that we're out there helping people.
Yeah,
definitely.
Right? And we get paid really well to do this, so
We do get pretty good.
you know.
Yeah, man, that's a badass story. For sure.
You know.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people overthink it. No, underestimate and overthink.
Yeah.
Because you could have easily given up. You could have said, all this is happening, it's overwhelming, I'm done.
Yep.
And you could have been somewhere very, very bad, even on the street, you never know.
Yeah.
So you could have used that toward negative energy, but instead use it the opposite, the exact opposite, positive energy and fire that burn inside of you to find your identity, become a better person, and look where you are today. And that fire is still going through you till today. You still have 100 goals to achieve, and you're doing great. You know what I mean? So that's honestly why I'm super happy why we started this, because people need to hear this. You know, people think only the bad things that are going on in their life. They don't like. They have a house. People have a house. They have food. They have a car to drive. They have people that they love that are loved by them. You know, people don't have that, and they overvalue that. They don't really care about it, you know what I mean? So you have to be valuable and thankful for everything that you have and that you've conquered. And you have to know that there's gonna be bad days. I'll extend on this as well. There's gonna be horrible days in our life, but we cannot give up. We have to keep on pushing, and that's exactly what you did. So
Yeah, man.
we're proud of you, man.
No, appreciate you. But so the one thing that, you know, I always want, you know, you guys to know is just, you know, whatever goes your way and whatever opportunities come your way, you know, always, you guys are young enough to be able to, you know, make mistakes in life and bounce back from them, you know, and you know, always use me as a guide for you guys. If you guys ever have any questions about to do's and what not to do's, just know that I've done everything wrong and I know what not to do, so I can guide you in that aspect.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, guys, no, I'm super proud of you guys.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, man. It's just the beginning.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good this month, you know.
Yeah.
And that's all up to you. That's thanks to you, because you invest in us. You teach us. You say, Jonathan, you're doing this wrong. Michael, you're doing this wrong. Dan, you need an amendment to do. So you're on top of us always, and I want to say thank you for that.
Oh,
I
sure.
spoke about it in the last one about
Right.
how like it's easy for certain people to just give up when you don't have somebody telling you what to do and what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it makes me want to do more when, you know, you're on me and you tell me what to do.
For sure.
And you know, it's when you have people around you, it's friendly competition. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I can speak on behalf of everyone here, and they kind of already said it. How much we appreciate you, and then the fact that you paved the way already, and it just makes it a lot easier for us.
For sure, man. Well, listen, you guys, I probably wouldn't be so wanting to do it if it wasn't like you guys. Like you guys have that grit about you, and you guys have all had $10,000 weeks. So like I know you guys what you guys are capable of.
Yeah.
Right. So like, dude, why wouldn't I want to invest into you guys, into our business, into y'all's business? You know, it's, you know, if I help you guys get what you guys want, right, and help you guys reach the goals you want, listen, ultimately, I'm going to get what I want.
Yeah.
Right? So I have all the incentive in the world to want you guys to be successful, you know, and grow this business. You know, when you have, you know, listen, my mentor and good buddy of mine, Jared Ewing, you know, that's always someone that you want to emulate your business after, and I, you know, very lucky to have that mentorship from him and to be able to learn that stuff, and that's what I want to be able to pass down to you guys, you know, and I want to be able to say, you know, I'm able to do this. Here are the building blocks. Let's go. Right? So, you know, it's from one generation to the next, it's our obligation and duty to
NextGen success.
Exactly. Oh, I like that. That was good.
NextGen.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, like this has been a fun journey with you guys, and what are we? You're 10 months, right? You're getting all your back end pays
Oh,
from
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, you've been
Yeah.
10 months. How long have you been?
I think 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
A couple. I just started this year.
Like 3 or 4, right?
I got my
Right.
license a year and a week ago.
Wow.
Last week marked a year.
Wow.
My first sale was in September last year.
September of last year?
First
Oh,
one was
wow.
June.
Dude, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. You guys are doing way better than I did my first year.
Hopefully.
Man,
Trying to get that ring.
Oh, dude, you guys.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
You'll
The
definitely
next
get it.
Equus trip, we all go on stage with you and get a little show off ring.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I always, that's like my benchmark. That's like our Super Bowl. You know, that's where we find out where we stacked up against our peers,
Right.
right? To me, that's always like a very competitive time for me because, listen, man, I like to beat people's butt,
Right.
you know? So,
For sure.
yeah. No, this could be good. This could be good this year.
Yeah, it is. You have any questions for us, Chuck?
So like, did you guys talk about goals and stuff our last podcast? Like, what's
We didn't, but we
You
could.
didn't?
We kind
We
of
could.
just said each other's story of
Yeah.
Did you?
what we did before this and how we got started. and
We
stuff
can
like
do that. We can do that. Say
Yeah.
the goals. We'll start with Michael.
like through the year? Like,
So
what's
January to December.
no matter what, 100K.
Right.
100K
Yeah.
in deposits?
Yeah, 100K in deposits. Build a bigger team. You know, I got you guys. You guys are doing great. You got people. Build more depth below me.
Mhm.
You know, at least 5K a week, no matter what.
You know, with you, you have a really good opportunity to be a regional manager
Yeah.
before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think, cause like here, let's say it's like you guys as a team, you issue pay over 30,000. Okay, we only need 20,000 left, and you guys have.
We're at 20 right now.
I know
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're at 20 right now.
This month?
for this
Yeah, this
month,
month.
dude, you guys are crushing it right
I
now.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
nuts.
Yeah.
So just another 20.
Yeah.
We need a couple more riders. So we have Lewis, Nate,
Nick, Donovan.
Nick, Donovan.
My brother
Your-
claimed he's coming with his friend Richard on Monday.
Oh, really?
So we'll
So
hold him
there's
to it.
6. There's 6
Yeah.
outside of you guys. Listen, dude, you have a
Yeah.
regional manager team.
Hmm.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's not even about. Well, I think it is about that, but also just sharing the opportunity. You know, people don't know that this exists.
No.
People, I post on my Instagram all the time, like what I've been doing. Some people don't know and don't believe because it does sound too good to be true. You know, how can
Right.
someone with 21 years old that just started be making X amount of dollars? You know,
Mhm.
like I'm spending at least, you know, we're all spending at least $5,000, and that pays out. We'll do half of it, 2,500 a week. You know what I mean?
mhm.
That's the least we do every single week.
Yep.
So, is that really what they make? Is that really? So people doubt. So I try my best to show the opportunity to as much people as they can because they can move their story as well.
Oh, for sure.
Because a lot of people are in college trying to just wait 4 years to get a degree, working like little side jobs, and they don't know about this opportunity. So that's my why on why I try to bring as much people as I can because they deserve it just as much as I do. I try as much as I can with my friends.
Yeah.
So I talk to them. If they believe it, I even show some people my bank account. You know, well, here, look. So I just try my best to make that happen. You know, and just sharing the opportunity.
Yeah, man.
with
For yearly goals, it's like it's not even really about like the team. It's about just showing people what we do. You know, and it's like if you bring me somebody and you want me to tell them about the business, you know, the same with you. You know, and how we did it with Jonathan and like Donovan. You know, like I'm here to help you guys. You know, I'm here to tell you guys like the way and how everything was, and you guys did it.
Right.
And
Yeah, I think I'll say my goals now. I think it's super alike. I mean, of course, I want to get that 100 this year for sure. Same thing, you know, build a team, get more people under me, and, you know, and have them get people under and just create that ladder that keeps going down so you can just, you know, build a team and get that 100K, maybe even get sales manager, regional manager, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, get that next
I think
step
a
for
big
sure.
goal is just be like Big Chuck.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's it.
definitely. My goal is the same thing as your guys, 100,000 in a year. But yeah, at least minimum 5K every single week. And for that to happen, we need to travel. So we invest in ourselves a lot. You know, we go to Orlando, we go to Port St. Lucie. So we do whatever we can to make that goal. And with that math behind it, we will hit 100K. So yeah, that's my goal. And the building part is, it's not like people are gonna see this like why they want to build so bad. What is a regional manager, small or sales manager? You get a small override on what it is, and it adds up at the end. Correct, right, Chuck? Am I wrong?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so you get a small override, like 5-10%. It depends where you're at, and you get a small percent. By that, they are. I don't know where I was going with this.
Well, sales
train of thought.
manager
Stuff adds up.
is you have a certain amount of riders and you're hitting a certain amount of volume,
Right.
right? Which you guys are at now.
So like, do an example of like us three right now, like you were saying about 30,000.
Okay, so each of you this last month, I think Danny was the winner last month,
was.
right?
Yeah.
Danny did 15, 14?
13 paid?
Yeah,
Yeah, paid
Yeah,
APV 13, yeah.
13. Okay. And out of you guys collectively, it was about 30,000. So, and with the amount of riders you guys have, it's a sales manager team, right? The next goal is to get 6 and 50,000 in paid business, right? It's a regional manager team, and along with these positions, there's bonuses that you get paid. That
I got my first bonus last month.
right on. See that the companies pay us out, you know, to do our job. You know, and with that, all that being said, I think the biggest thing is being able to control our income enough to be able to then reinvest it into our business to help it grow from there.
Yeah.
So the one thing that, you know, you guys, you know, have an advantage of, you know, me is, you know, you guys don't have as many bills as I do, right?
Right.
So you guys are able to really just save a lot of money. And I think at y'all's age, to be able to establish good financial goals for yourself, I think that will pay dividends years and years down the road. You know, it's, you know, when I was y'all's age, I was making, you know, $3,000, $4,000 a month. Some weeks you guys do that, right? So like this week, right? So
Right.
like you guys are like for you guys, it's, you know, you guys are in such a great position financially to really be able to set you guys yourselves up, you know. But yeah, no, listen, all these goals, you know, that we were talking about, they're all very attainable, right? They're all very, you know, the grand scheme of things, it's, you know, this is just the beginning for you guys, you know. Then we're talking about 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, and these numbers get big, and people probably listening to this, they're probably like, no way. Like, listen, I did very well last year, and I was still like a pipsqueak compared to some people,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like that's the kind of income that you can achieve in this business, in this industry. And you know, they're just saying like, you know, millionaires and billionaires they have 6-7 streams of income. Well, you could get those 6-7 streams of income just from this business alone.
Right.
Personal production, team overrides, bonuses, back-end pay, health insurance, bonuses from the company, bonuses from
the carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many ways to generate income in this business. It's almost
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Like you did 100K your first year, and you said you made so many mistakes.
I screwed everything
So
up. dude.
many.
I screwed everything up.
All the questionnaires.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So like this industry is real fun, and it's even better when you do it with people that you
Yep.
like to hang out with too. So it makes it a lot better.
Well,
sure,
thank you
likewise.
so much, Chuck. This is, I think it was a really good conversation we had here today. People are definitely going to watch this, definitely have questions, 100%.
Sure.
We're going to get blown up. But yeah, it was a pleasure having you, man.
Sure.
I want to say
Most
one more time,
definitely.
thank you so much for everything you do for us, man.
Of course.
It's just the beginning. I can't wait to be your age with $1 million in my account.
I mean, you'll be head and shoulders above me at my age. So
Well, thank you so
Good
much.
stuff.
Chuck.